Hey y'all, welcome back to Quanta's Corner, where we talk everything from fragrance to food, lifestyle, all of it. If that's for you, make sure you click the subscribe button and let's get into it. So I've started a series about being debt-free by December. And I want to add a little reason behind that. Some people were like, how did you do it? How are you paying it off? So I'm giving bits and pieces, but I think this is the perfect time to really expound on it. So the real how is I sat down first and I wrote down every essential bill that I had. So that means rent, that means phone bill, anything that I need to pay, I have to pay. I don't have a choice. If I don't pay it, it's gonna get cut off or I won't have a home type of thing. I wrote down every single bill. After I did that, then I wrote down all the subscriptions that I have. After doing all that, I saw what was left over. Now, looking at every category, especially with my phone bill, I was like, I'm paying way too much I had 3 phones, so myself and the kids, and a watch. And I was like, this is too much. My bill's about $200, just to add context. It's about $200. And this is every month. And I'm like, there has to be a way to make this bill less. Did some research. I ended up switching over to a cheaper company, my cable company. I just went with my cable company, and now my bill, because I added my son, I got him a new phone. I don't know what he did to his phone, I'll be honest. I don't know what he did to his phone, but anyway, my bill was about $50 for 9 months. It was $50 because we got him the new phone, and then how cable companies, oh, your promotion is up, blah, 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 blah. It just slowly went up to $75. So right now, with his new phone that I pay for monthly, it is $90 something. I think it's like $90 something a month. But that's still for the 3 phones, which is half of what I was paying, right? Cool. Now, besides me writing down all these bills, I started to take away subscriptions that I don't need. I also, now me and Bearded Babe, I asked him, we actually sat together and I was like, what do I pay for? Because we were just getting stuff. And come to find out, both of us had a subscription. I think it was for like Disney. And I was like, oh no, we don't need that. And then I'm also a student. So if you didn't know, some streaming services have student discounts. I pay monthly $2.12 for Hulu. Yes, I do. Some of the things it does mean I have to wait the following day to watch if I want to watch something that's on prime time. That's okay. I don't mind. I can wait because sometimes I leave my Fridays to catch up on my shows. So it's okay. But I did that as well. So besides that, I cut back on a lot of streaming services we weren't using. And I also took advantage of, I forgot what streaming service it was. It was one streaming service that we had. I canceled the subscription. And then for like a Black Friday, they gave like a special for the year. And the year payment was what I was paying monthly. So I got it for the whole entire year. Great deal, great deal, great deal. It was awesome. They might have been Peacock, I don't know. But now whatever streaming services I can share with my sisters or they can share with me, we could kind of just share them, whichever ones we can, because there's no need. So that was one of the ways that I cut back on my spending, right? And whatever subscription I didn't have, I took that money and I kind of wrote it down. Now for me, I've tried the budget trackers, and for some people it works amazing. For me, those work in a monthly aspect for me to actually go back and look. Weekly and daily, I need pen to paper. Pen to paper works for me. If I'm keeping track over the course of month after month after month, a year, whatever like that, a tracker works great. It works great because then I could go back and look at the numbers and see what it was, and I don't got to look for a book, right? Okay, cool. I'm writing down the amounts I'm taking from the subscriptions. Okay, so now we just freed up $12. And most people are like, oh my gosh, $12, that's nothing. No, it's something. It's something. You never can say it's nothing because nothing is zero. That's what nothing is. Nothing is zero. Okay, that's what we learned in math. Nothing is zero, right? Okay, cool. So I added the $12. And after I continued to add up and add up and add up, I'm like, okay, we're at it's about maybe like $60. I had $60 and I'm like, okay, we working on a little something. After I looked at my bills and other things and I saw how much money I had left over, I said, okay, I can successfully dedicate $300 a month towards bills. $300 flat. This is not minimum payment based on cars. This is not on anything. This is just $300 from my check can go towards bills, right? And this is paying off my debt. Now, here was something that I wasn't really taking notice of. Where's your money going? And some of these things, shout out to Selma. If you follow her on the social, she's awesome. She really got me on track to start this journey. Looking at my spending for welcome to the sounds of the city. There we go. Every month. So, she said you have to keep account of the things that you were spending. Meaning like monthly, go in and look over your statement. Go over your statement and see what you're spending your money on. Where's your money going every month? That for me was the real shocker, right? Because I went through my actual statements, like I'm printing out statements, and I went through my statements with different color highlighters, right? And I used yellow for priority. Those were essentials. I can't do anything about those. That's what it is. I went through green. Green was debt. So those were my credit cards that I was paying. Maybe, and even some of it was like tuition, right? Okay, cool. I went through I remember the orange highlighter. Baby. That was every time I ate out, ordered out, ate out, outside the house. I saw more orange than I did anything else. And I was like, girl, you've been eating your money. You've been eating your money. Now, my sister just told me this recently. Now, me and my sister talk every day, but my sister told me this recently. And I just saw something, honestly. Felicia Rashad has said, don't compare yourself to other people's journeys, right? So this is for you too. Don't compare yourself to other people's journeys. So I may be telling you about my journey and your journey are not going to be the same. She said, you may not, order out a lot. You do cook in your house, but it's you who are solely cooking. On the weekends, Bear the Bay cooks. So I cook during the week. I cook 3 days out of the week. There are 2 days where it's either leftovers or fend for yourself. But there's 3 days that I can dedicate to, like, I can go in the kitchen and I can make food. Why? Because for me, I enjoy cooking, but I work 9 to 5. I have 3 kids plus a bonus kid. Like, I don't have it all to give. I don't have, and there's no help. My kids go to school, they come home, they're with us. There is no extra parties outside. Like, I wish we had an all pair, okay? I wish we did. We don't. But, so I am doing everything and Bear the Bay is doing everything. And to give myself the mental break that I need, I am not going to make myself suffer to be like, oh my gosh, I gotta go in the kitchen. This is something me and Bear the Bay have where I remember we were talking and he was like, yo, if you don't feel like cooking, you ain't gotta cook. That's how we actually initiated the I cook during the week, he does the weekends thing. And I was like, are you sure? Because, I'm stuck on the societal norm of, oh, you woman, you gotta be in the kitchen, you gotta cook for your man and your family. And he was just like, nah, that ain't it. Like, you don't realize it, but we do. When you go in the kitchen and you cook and you not happy to be cooking, your food reflects that. And I was like, ooh. I picked up what he was putting down. And I will say the same thing. If I'm in the kitchen and I don't want to be in there, I'm just like, oh gosh, I can't wait till I finish. Right? So, okay. That was one of the ways that I was able to kind of break down that if I'm going to order out, I need to be conscious of ordering up, but also not overload myself. After I figured out how much I was spending, I did 3 months of this. 3 months of this. The number was astronomical. I was like, girl, we got to get this together. So for me, it was just like, I'm more conscious of how many times I tap my phone, how many times, right now, currently on my phone, I could actually screenshot it and show you. I have no dining out apps on my phone. There are none. Because I got upset and just frustrated with the fact that a $15 or $12 meal would cost me $25 to order. Like what? Why? why is it costing me that much? I started to look at money differently, right? I always used to see people online and wonder like, oh, how they could do that with their money, and oh, they don't go nowhere, they don't do nothing. Your mindset has to be somewhere different. Once your mindset is in the frame of not, I need to have this, I need to have that, I need to be having, oh, Susie got it, oh, I can get one better. Or, oh, I need my kids to be in the latest because they need to make sure they or my kids are a reflection of me. Your kids can still look good. I 110% am there with you. Your kids can still look good without you breaking your bank or going broke. Okay? And I've realized something. I'm going to tell you, and I'm going to hold your hands while I say this. The people who have money do not, look at me. No, look at me. They do not have to show that they have money. I'm going to let you go. I think about it and I look at those around me who I know are doing well. They are doing well for themselves, well for their families. I look at the way they treat money. I look at the way they, do things with their family. And I'm just like, you would never know they were, so well established in life. They're doing pretty well for themselves. You would never know that. You would never know that. So for me, this is when it came to shopping. When it came to shopping, I stopped buying my kids certain things. I had this thing for foam posits. I always wanted my son to stay in foam posits. Those sneakers are $250. I love them. They're so cute. But I'm like, for $250, my kids are not into name brands. They're really not. My kids are probably more into name brand technology than they are for clothing. They couldn't tell you what is. If they look at a sneaker and they like it, they like it. They look at a coat and they like it, they like it. They don't really know name brands and care for them. And I love that for them. I didn't grow up in that era. Okay. Now let's get back to the meat and potatoes of this. But those are some of the ways I was able to cut back on my spending. By knowing my numbers, sticking to my numbers. And when I say know my numbers, like I said, the budget, know how much I'm dining out. And that means, you may not like this, but it does mean going in, looking over your bank statements. A lot of us do, paper free. We do electronic bills. So we don't ever see our statements. You might not even look at your bank account balance. You just know it's money in there. You should look at your bank account. Like, people be like, oh no, I don't want to look at it. I'm scared to look at it. Because in your subconscious, you know that you probably spent more than you should have. Be real with yourself. Be real. You know how if you watched what was the name of that show? I can't think of the name of the show with Issa Rae, and she's in the mirror and she's talking to herself and she like, girl, you better get it together. You really need to have talks like that with yourself when it comes to your finances. Like, girl, we can't afford this. We cannot really afford this. Where are you going to get the money from this? I understand you want to do it, but can you really afford it? Can you really? No. Okay, so we're going to sit here and there are many of weekends I sit in my house and I want to be out and I want to be dipping and doing and everywhere with my friends. And I realize, girl, when you get down this debt, you can get back out there. Now, what I had to do was teach myself that it's not only focus on debt, because I was getting miserable because I'm like, I'm always in the house. I don't do anything fun anymore. This is not fun for me. I had to start allowing myself to be like, yes, you can pay off your bills, but you need a reward system. A part of me saying that to myself circle back to Selma asking, like, what are you going to do when you meet this goal of paying off this credit card? What are you going to do? So now I attach my goals with a reward. So I don't feel deprived that I need to go out, I need to hang out, I need to buy the things. That's how I do it. So if I'm looking at something, I'm just like, you know what? Let's add it to the wish list. And as we pay off said card, we can buy ourselves something. I even attach rewards to a goal that I set for myself. So right now I'm doing the Latte Fund Challenge. So the Latte Fund Challenge is I'm saving $7.58, which is about the cost of a latte. For every single latte I make myself, I'm saving $7.58. I started in February and I'm going to go through until probably, I think it's the end of May. And all the money I save up, I'll buy myself something, right? I did this back in November. I did it from November to December. I went and bought me a bottle of perfume. The perfume was about $180. People were like, $180? Yeah, but guess what? I saved up the money to do that. Could I have put it towards a bill? Absolutely. Sure, of course. But I wanted to do something for myself that felt nice. And it showed me that I was like, girl, you can save money. You can absolutely save money. Here's some other ways that I make money. So I do sell things on Poshmark. I sell things because some of the things that I buy, like when I clean up in my house, I do 3 bags. One is trash. That means it maybe has holes in it or it has like bad stains. I don't give those away. That's not something you should give away to people. I mean, I understand people may be unhoused, but don't. Matter of fact, I won't tell you to do what you want, but I just won't give it to people. I just think it's just like, no. I have 1 bag that's trash, 1 bag that's for donations, and 1 bag that's for selling. That's how I do it. I do it with my kids' clothes, do it with my clothes. And the stuff that's in the bag to sell, I put it on Poshmark. I make a good amount of money, and all the money that comes from Poshmark, I have it linked to my bills account. I started a bills account. So all the money that goes into my bills account, whatever's left over at the end of the month, it goes into whatever credit card I'm paying. Another way I make money, TikTok shop. People clown TikTok shop and I'm being overwhelmed. And if you just sharing something that you authentically love, you love it, I want to share it with y'all, go ahead and share it. Link it's linked to, is they selling the TikTok shop? Go ahead and link it. Go ahead. I shared, I think it was about 2 years ago. 2 years ago, there was a perfume that came out. This perfume came out, was called Yara by Lattafa. It came out. Baby, when I tell you I sat there and did a live unboxing, and I was, it smells phenomenal. And I did a real life video. It was the most money that I have made to date on social media. I think I made, I feel like I shared it to my sisters, but it might have been maybe $600 or $700. That was in commission. Nope. Currently, I have stuff on TikTok shop that brings in revenue, and I do the same thing with Poshmark. It's linked to my bills account, and every single time there's I'll do it like maybe every month. I'll go look, or maybe twice a week, depending on how the money is coming in. So if it's like 2 months, I'll make like $10. I'll leave it there. I'll leave the $10 there. Like, okay, cool. I'll leave it. Some months, it's $100. Remember, nothing is zero. Okay, remember that. Nothing is zero. So I'll take the money and send the money over to my bills account, and then that's extra money. I'm just putting towards my bill, Those are the ways that I make extra money towards my payments. Now, mind you, for my bills, I'm doing the snowball method. The snowball method means you take the smallest amount on your card. You start with that card. So if you have 4 cards, right? One card is $400. The balance is $400. You have another card, the balance is $2,500. Another card is $7,000. You're gonna start with the smallest amount, which is the $400, and you're gonna make the most amount of payment that you can make on that card. You're gonna put on that card. Everything else will get the minimum payment, right? Okay. Once you have successfully paid off that $400 card, you're gonna take everything that you were paying on that $400 card, so the extra money, anything you had, you're gonna now roll that over to the next card. So you're now gonna be making all those payments that were going to the $400 card on the $2,500 card plus the $2,500 minimum. Some people do the snowball method, which is what that is. You take the smallest card balance and you start this. People do the avalanche method. The avalanche method is when you use the highest interest rate and you start making payments on that, and then you come down to the smallest interest rate, because higher interest means you're making, you have to pay more money into that, and you don't want to keep giving more money. It depends. How you do it is up to you. But for me, I'm a person who moves on small rewards. Like, I like to see a card be done, and I'm like, woohoo, woo, did it. I like to see my balance drop. Woohoo, girl, let's go. Ooh, yes. I like that. That works for me. So it might not work for everybody else. Right now, I have 600 and some change left on my Quicksilver card. That's what I have to pay. I did get a refund from New Jersey state taxes. It was for $1,400, I think $83. I took the whole $1,400 and added it to the bill, which is how I got down to $657. Could I have took it and went shopping and bought more fragrances and said, yeah, absolutely, I sure could have. But I was like, I want this debt up out of here. I want it up out of here. I'm tired of owing people. I want it up out of here. And the payment before that actually came from my bonus at work. I put some money towards it then as well, because I'm just like, I want to have a little bit of fun with my money, but I also want to save some money, but I also want to account for this debt. That's how I use my bonus. It's like when money comes in that you're not expecting and you know, like, okay, money's coming. How am I going to use this money? The choice is yours. The choice is ultimately yours. How you choose to use your money. The biggest thing I tell people is, listen, when you get tired of your mess, and people like, well, people are not making enough money. When people have this conversation right here about paying off debt, this is never for those who are not making enough to get by. It's never for them. This is not for them, because their biggest goal right now is working towards making more money. That's your biggest goal, working to make more money. How I came to where I am right now. I still have about, I think it's 12,000. Is it 12,000? I think I still have $12,000. I don't know the number. I didn't calculate it down, but no, yeah, I still have 12,000. Yeah, I have about $12,000 left in debt to pay, and we'll see where I am at the end of this month. But I did want to shine some light, because I feel like people always show the positive side of how, oh yeah, I'm paying down debt. It's like, girl, but how? How are you doing it? I just told you how. Literally just told you how. So take your steps, get your highlighter, get your bank statements, get to work. See where your extra money is going. Like, be for real with yourself and see where your money is going. Are you shopping because you're bored? Are you shopping just to fill your closet? Are you eating your money like I was? Are you drinking your money with coffee? Starbucks might be seeing you more than you need to. I'm just saying. Maybe you be on the betting sites, and that's your thing. You need another parlay or something. I don't know. Your bank statement will tell you, though. It'll tell you where your money is going. Okay, well, it's been real, y'all. I hope you hit the subscribe button, especially if you've been sitting this long. Until next time,